Hello and welcome to another episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I'm your host Eric Smith, and today I want to talk about Canary by Duane Swierczynski. This is published by Mulholland Books, and as of this recording, which is March 20th, this book is brand new. Just came out a week or two ago, and it's Duane Swierczynski, so I had to pick it up, read it as soon as possible. And, of course, it's always nice when you can review something when it's new and get that review out there. So Canary is the story of Sari Holland. She's an honor student, a freshman in college, and in Philadelphia. And the night before Thanksgiving break, she's at a party, and she's talking to this cute boy. He asks her for a favor, and one thing leads to another. She ends up getting pulled over by a narcotics cop who finds drugs in her car. The cute boy from the party, D, is gone. So the cop takes her in. He knows they're not her drugs. He wants her to tell him who D is. But she refuses to do it. She's not going to rat out her friend. So the cop flips her, and she becomes a confidential informant. CI number 137. Which I thought number 137 would have been a great title for the book, I thought. But anyway, so she becomes a confidential informant. She doesn't want to turn in D, so she's got to find somebody else that she can give to this cop. But the cop has a very specific mission. He's after some very specific people. He wants to move up the chain, take out this lower level guy, flip him, take out the next level guy, flip him, move up until he can get to the big guys. So he's putting a lot of pressure on Sari, and there's crooked cops, and there's hired killers, and there's just all sorts of craziness going on, and Sari's just trying to survive, get out from under the thumb of the cop, keep from turning in D, and keep from getting arrested herself. And basically that's what you've got with Canary. Now, pardon me. Right off the bat, I was taken in because the book starts on my birthday, November 27th. So that's a point in Swierczynski's favor right there. But really, he doesn't need the extra point. As always, he's written a fantastic book. His writing is just so clean and crisp and fast-paced. I really didn't want to put this down. I had to, unfortunately, on occasion, but I'd pick it right back up. Pardon me. The weather's playing havoc with me. I've been coughing and sneezing all day, so I hope you'll excuse me. So yeah, it's fantastically written. A lot of the story is told from Sari's perspective. She doesn't really have anybody to talk to as all of this stuff is going on. So what she does is she writes a letter to her dead mother, so she can just get things out there, kind of clear her head and assess things. So we get a lot from her first-person perspective. The rest of the book is in third person, so we get a lot of other people's perspectives. But it all works very well. Sari's a fantastic character. Like I said, a very smart young woman. Just wants to get through her finals, get through the holidays, but she gets caught up in this situation, and I want to coin a new term. As much as I hate to label something, books are labeled, so I want to coin the term circumstantial thriller. And of course that's a story where an ordinary person gets caught up in circumstances beyond their control, and that's very much what happens here. Sari, like I said, just trying to live her life, but circumstances get out of hand, and the next thing you know, cops are pressuring her to turn in some drug dealers. There's hired killers and crooked cops, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So, poor Sari's caught up in all this, and plenty of great characters in here. Sari's father, Kevin, who's a drug and alcohol counselor, but he has a drinking problem, and he's got kind of a shady past. Her younger brother, Marty, 12 years old, but smart kid. He notices something's going on with Sari, and he's trying to figure out what's bothering her, why she's acting different. The narcotics cop, Ben Wilde, really interesting character. He's a good cop. He just wants to clean up Philadelphia. And his grandfather and great-grandfather were cops on the Philadelphia police force. His father was sort of a bad egg. We don't learn too much about him. We just know that he did not continue the line of law enforcement. The drug dealers, a lot of the ancillary characters, very interesting. The hired killers, really cool. There's a lot of great characters in here. And Philadelphia itself is a bit of a character in the book. Excuse me, there's a lot of detail as far as the streets and the neighborhoods and some history about different areas, different things that went on in Philadelphia, and it really adds that extra touch to the book. This could have just been a real light, breezy thriller, but the details regarding Philadelphia really give it some weight, as well as there's sort of an added theme in here, which is family. As I said, there's nothing wrong with reading a light, easy, circumstantial thriller. I'm going to make that term work. Nothing wrong with reading a real light, easy, circumstantial thriller, but when you can add these themes like family, it makes it that much better. It elevates the story. And family is very important. Again, you have Sari and her father and her brother and the dead mother. And like I said, Ben Wilde and sort of his family. He has kind of a tradition to live up to. Wilde's boss, Lieutenant Kaz, there's issues with her family and her family history and her present family stuff going on. And Dee, family stuff there, and even the drug dealers, everybody. Just a huge theme. Family is a huge theme in this story. Excuse me. So that's Canary. It's another great Swierczynski book. Different than the Charlie Hardy series, which I reviewed a week or so ago, because I didn't know if I'd be able to pick this up and read it so quickly, and I wanted to get some Swierczynski out there. That's just straight ahead, balls to the wall, over the top action stuff. Fantastic. Excuse me. And this is fantastic, but very different. Reminiscent of Charlie Huston's Caught Stealing, another great book that you should pick up, another great circumstantial thriller. It's just a case where, when you read something or you see something and it reminds you of something else, even though there's no concrete connection, it just immediately makes you think of something just because of there are similarities as far as the feel of it, I suppose. And this has the same kind of feel as Caught Stealing by Charlie Huston. Pick it up and read it. So that's just another fantastic book by Swierczynski. Number 137. Canary. I would love to see these characters come back. Not everyone, but a lot of these characters are really good, and I'd love to revisit them. I think that covers everything I wanted to cover. Unfortunately, this is about the 6th time I've recorded this, either because of mistakes that I've made or because I just too much coughing and such going on. So again, I hate to have to do these over and over because I forget what I've said in previous videos and can't remember if I actually said it in this one. So hopefully I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Talked about family, talked about the great writing, just a fantastic book. As a matter of fact, that seems like a good time to get to my rating. This is really the worst drawings that I've done, but I'm going to rate this 5 out of 5 stitches, because everybody knows snitches get stitches. I wasn't going to try to draw a canary or anything, because that's beyond my capabilities, so I went with stitches. 5 out of 5 stitches for Canary by Duane Swierczynski. As always, I will have a link for the book in the description below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. The comments will be open for spoilers. Just please be polite and post a spoiler warning. If you want to know anything else about the book, just ask me in the comments, and I'll post a little spoiler warning, and I'll tell you what you want to know. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I think that about covers it. One more time, Canary, Duane Swierczynski, Mulholland Books. A circumstantial thriller. Just fantastic. Pick it up, read it. This is another one of those authors who should be a household name, as difficult as it may be to pronounce. just a great, great writer. Oh, and for those of you who watched my Charlie Hardy review, the Charlie Hardy trilogy review, I kind of yelled at Hollywood and told them to get off their asses and do something with the Charlie Hardy trilogy. And according to the about the author part, it does say the Charlie Hardy series is being developed by Sony Pictures Television. So that would be great. Hopefully something comes of that. Because Charlie Hardy's a great character. Sari Holland is a great character. I'd love to see some continuing Sari Holland adventures. If there's a way for Swierczynski to do that. Alright, so that's it. I'm at that point where I'm rambling again, so I'm going to end this episode of the Low Budget Review Show. And until next time, read more